at that time supposed to pick the flag bearer. Their first function was held here. And this is the home of Bomet Governor Ruto. And as you can see in the background, a beehive of activities, the business community, representation from the elders here, of course, trying to discuss their agenda that they want articulated in the main function. And I have the man of the moment with me here today, the host of the NASA Summit today. But Governor, thank you so much for joining us for the interview. When you discuss with your people here, what are they telling you they want to hear from the NASA Supremos in the function?
Yes, today, first of all, we are having a consultative meeting between the elders and the various professionals that is led by KNUT, including NAT Secretary General is also here with us. We also have the former councillors. We've got members of the county assemblies, those who are contesting parliamentary seats in this region. We are basically meeting together with Maendeleo Anawake and the women's leaders and youth leaders. We are basically meeting here as to discuss housekeeping issues and to understand ourselves with the principles, and for them to also understand the nature of the agreements that we've reached. Because as a community, it was a lengthy consultative process before we arrived at a decision to join NASA. It was not an Ruto affair. It was a discussion, as you can see, led by also the elders, Mute Council of Elders. And therefore, we are discussing issues ranging from devolution, management of local resources, land questions, and all those issues that generally concern the people here, including employments, including the fact that productivity is getting lower and lower in these regions. So they basically felt there was need for the NASA principal to have a feel directly from them as grassroots leaders.
Let's talk about a sticking point in your manifesto, and that's the push to have more resources in the grassroots. You're saying you want to push that to 45 and amend that in the constitution. But judging from the rigors that the opposition had to go through in their flop Tokwa Kenya push, is that practicable?
Yes, it is indeed practicable. I want to tell you that indeed the funds, the 45%, is already allocated to devolved functions. But the trouble is that they allocate to the devolved function, but they retain it at the national level. Take, for instance, healthcare. Over 90% of the functions in healthcare are devolved, but 70% of the resources remain at the national level. So we only make use of about 30% of those resources. So we need to release that money to the counties so that they can identify priorities. We are for participatory governance structure, and therefore that is why we want to strengthen devolution. And if you read through our manifesto, we are saying everywhere we are discussing issues, we are saying in consultation with the counties, because we believe that the counties are the people. We want to make the counties the strength of our governance. It's not just that we want the top. No, we want the grassroots to have a feel. We believe as NASA that real growth in this country will only occur if the bottom is strong. And unless there is a strong productivity-centered development, we cannot, the rest becomes artificial, because the rest at the top is driven by borrowings, it's driven by non-existent resources, and yet it may look like it is development. It's not development when you just build one railway line and you do not seem to understand that there must be other products at the local level.
Yeah. Let's talk about a sticking point in the campaign trail, and that's the source of campaign funding for the two top presidential contenders. Now, just yesterday, the deputy president accused your coalition of sanitizing business cartels as prominent businessmen funding your campaign. How true is that? Is your campaign money clean?
Yeah, I want to say that what is that campaign money? What are we talking about when we talk about campaign money? We are simply moving, and the movement is not an impossible thing for each principal to try to raise funds, to move. And you can source from friends. Me, I got support from some close friends, and they helped me provide the movement. There is nothing else I need. I don't give these people money. I just invite them, we have a seat, we have a cup of tea, and then we move on. We call for a rally, we advertise, we don't have to transport anybody. Sometimes people choose to come on their own. Most of the time, they just arrive. Right now, all we did in Bomet is to advertise. That is all. So the crowds that will turn up in Bomet are arriving at no cost to NASA. We are also just, our cost is arrival. So what is so expensive about moving? It's something that can be done. A few friends can just give you to support you on transport. If you have 10, 15 friends, each one saying I'm meeting a week, another one saying another week, another one says another week, we are able to move.
Are there strings attached, particularly from the business community?
No.
I do apologize for that faulty connection. That is our political affairs reporter, Murimi Mwangi, on the ground in Bomet County, speaking there to Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto, who is